welcome to Alaska EdVenture, hosted by Dr. Meinert, Superintendent of the Fairbanks North Starborough School District. This award-winning podcast is your gateway to the heart of Alaska's educational landscape. In each episode, we'll explore the unique perspectives of guests who are shaping education in the last frontier. Join us on Alaska EdVenture as we share the insights and inspirations found in Alaska's K-12 classrooms.
Welcome back to the Alaska EdVenture podcast. I'm Dr. Luke Meinert, Superintendent of the Fairbanks North Starborough School District. And today we are going to talk about the very best homeschool program in Alaska, Best Homeschool. And that's Fairbanks' homegrown correspondence program here in the school district. And today I have two individuals with me that help run Best Correspondence Program. And I would like them to introduce themselves.
My name is Candelaria, and I am the head teacher of Fairbanks Best Homeschool.
I'm Laurie Beam. I'm the executive director of alternative schools and programs.
That's awesome. Well, welcome to the show. Excited to have you on today and excited to talk about correspondence education. We know coming out of the pandemic that a lot of families and students have chosen correspondence education as a way to provide an education to their students. And want to dive into, a lot of people have kind of this misconception of who that stereotypical homeschool student is. And so who are students that are choosing Best Homeschool?
Well, there's a lot of students that are choosing Best Homeschool. We have our students that are sort of the traditional, that have been doing it for a long time, that their parents just wanted something different for them. They wanted to just not be a part of the traditional homes or the traditional school system. They wanted to maybe work outside of the boundaries of the school, come up with their own, curriculum, maybe unschool, or they travel a lot, or they just, for their particular lifestyle or their particular situation, just doing something that is not the traditional school platform is what works better for them. And many of them do it in an amazing way, and it's pretty inspirational to see. And then you have students who are sports. They're into sports. They need something different that's more flexible so that they can travel a lot for that. They need NCAA courses to make sure that they're on track to be able to play sports for Division I or Division II schools, if that's their choice. And so that's another type of student we have. And then also we have students that are, after the pandemic, discovering that, maybe that was a really good option for them and they really enjoyed that. And their families want to explore that more for the flexibility that it offered. And then you have students that are just finding that the new way of school after the pandemic is just maybe giving them a little more anxiety, and they just need to try something new for a little while.
Yeah, absolutely. So it sounds like you've got an option for everybody that's interested in correspondence education. Is that correct?
That's absolutely correct.
All right. And then Best as a homeschool program, what kinds of things would I typically expect? I'm a new parent. I'm maybe interested in exploring homeschool. What could you tell me about Best?
Well, the first thing I would do is I would talk to you about sort of what is it that you're wanting to do. If you're currently in school, why are you wanting to switch to homeschool? What is it about, if you're in school and you're wanting to switch, is there something particular that's going on that's wanting you to switch? Is there something that you're finding you're not getting in school that's making you want to switch? What's going on? And then I would find out, what kind of curriculum are you looking at wanting to do? Do you want your child to do more online? Do you want literature-based, book-based? Is your child, a lot of it too depends on the age of your child. For example, older students, oftentimes they gravitate more towards the online platforms, but younger students, elementary students, oftentimes we want to go more towards not online curriculum. And then often, if possible, I'd bring them into the building to give them a tour so that they could see all of what we have to offer.
And why don't you I want to stop you right there. Why don't you tell us about the Nordale Education Center, and then we'll come back to it, because we have an amazing facility at Best Homeschool. And so in this tour, what would parents see?
So when they come into the building, we'd, first of all, we'd introduce them to all the staff. The front office, we'd say, this is Roz, who handles all of the allotment, which is a big thing because that's a question that most families have is about the allotment, which is $3,000 at best. And then we would tour all of the space that we have, which we have a wonderful space that families can access. We have our gym because we have multiple open gym opportunities each week. We'd look at our Lego club room, which is a very popular activity.
One of my favorite.
Yeah. Full of Legos, full of fun. That's probably our most popular activity that we have. And it's nice because it's back to back with open gym. So we have one day a week where for several hours we have students there interacting with each other from Lego, and it goes directly into open gym, which is really nice. And then we're working on getting our Lego League going. So we used to have a Lego League a long time ago, before the pandemic, and so we're going to get that back running again because I know that was really popular. And we also have a music room where we have 2 pianos in there, and we have a musician on staff who is pretty amazing, and he does a acoustic jam type activity in that room with our students.
So shout out to Steve Brown.
Yeah, Steve Brown. Steve Brown and the Baylors. So he does that once a week with our students. So we have a music room for that. And also we have students that might come in and do music lessons in there. We have that going on. So their lesson provider might come in and provide lessons for them there. They can come in and practice. We've had students come in and use the pianos for practice. So that's a really nice thing. We also have a curriculum library upstairs where we have lots of curriculum that families have donated back to BEST so that other families can use it if they don't have curriculum. Or we also have vendors that have given us sets so that if you are a new family, or even if you're not a new family, but you're thinking you want to switch to a different curriculum, but you're just not sure what it looks like, because it's a pretty big investment. Whether you have an allotment or not, a curriculum is an investment. And so you can look at what does it look like? What does a Timberdoodle kit look like? What does a Book Shark kit look like? So you can go up there and actually look at it, feel it, see what manipulatives come with one, see what novels come with a kit. So that's something we have. And then we also have an art room because we have art classes and that happen bi-weekly at best. And then we have a parent room that parents can check out. So if you have like a co-op or you have a club that you want to do with students at best, you could check that out or reserve it to have that. And then we have a family room where if you're there while your students are in another activity and you have younger students, it has books and toys and things like that. So there's a place for you to relax with your other students. And then we also have 2 tutors, which is really exciting. So we have a dedicated tutor space. So whether you need one-on-one tutoring or you need just a place, maybe a drop-in tutor for a little while, we have someone there to support your student, to help them with some math or some English language arts. And then also test proctoring. So if your student's doing a type of curriculum that requires test proctoring, that can be accommodated as well. So really, it's a beautiful space, and we're really feel very privileged to have it. And we love when we have lots of students in the building. They're doing
Absolutely. And there's a couple outdoor play sets for kids to play on too. So if you come with multiple adults and one adult wants to meet with the parent and the other adult, or if you've got older kids want to go out and play on the playground, that's awesome too. I know that's where my kids would be begging for me to go is to be out on the playground with them.
Oh yeah, and absolutely. And all summer we had a parent group out there with our students that every week they met and had a play group outside.
That's awesome. And I know we got a little sidetracked because I did want to talk about the facility. And so parents are in the building. They're going to meet their best specialists. And then Laurie, maybe pick it up. What happens after that?
So we also walk them through the process of enrollment. We sit down with them with a computer and they enroll in our Brightways format, which is our own best enrollment system. So we keep track of their ILPs, their individual learning plans. We keep track of any notes that we have that parents might have some special interests and needs that they want us to know. We log all that, and we walk them through the Power School parent portal portion of it so they can enroll through that. And from there, once they enroll before October 1st, We also put their allotments in there so parents can keep track of their allotments and they can see an updated amount on what they have.
Perfect. And allotments has been thrown out there a couple times. What is
our current allotment is $3,000. We also have a $100 referral. If they refer a family, they get an extra $100. Our new families, they get a $100 incentive to join us. And we try to make it as easy as possible. And that also includes internet. It includes Chromebooks that they can use their allotment to help cover, because that has been some discussion. We want to make sure everybody knows.
Yeah, absolutely.
To clarify, they get a Chromebook. They can check out a Chromebook for free, but they could use the allotment to pay for technology if they wanted to.
We keep a handful of devices on hand for them to check out.
Perfect. And what kinds of things can parents purchase with their allotment for homeschooling?
Well, number one is their curriculum. We definitely want them to focus on that first, but anything that supports their child's education. So if it's on the ILP, that's the primary thing. It has to be on their individual learning plan. That's what ILP stands for. You hear that a lot when you're in the homeschool world at best. So if it's on their individual learning plan or their ILP, it can be covered by their allotment. So it could be if you have, for example, music lessons on your ILP, then that could be covered by your allotment. If you have Taekwondo for your PE and it's on your ILP, it could be covered by your allotment. If you have
dance, gymnastics,
tumbling, yeah.
Hockey.
Yeah, you name it, it's on your ILP. It could be covered by your allotment. But also things you might see in a brick and mortar school. So school supplies. Maybe you need a desk. You need a printer. You need printer ink. You need just basic school supplies, things like that. It can be covered by your ILP. Equipment you might need to support your learning can be covered by your ILP. So anything that you need for the process of educating your student can be covered by your allotment. So it's a pretty wide span of things that can be covered by.
So one of the things we encourage our teachers and specialists to sit down with the parents and get from parents what their interests are, what they want their child to have. And once the teacher ed specialist knows what activities and their interests are, we can really guide them into how they can spend their allotment to help focus on that.
Excellent. And speaking of activities, can students that are in homeschool programs still participate in sports and activities at their high schools?
They sure can. They can go to their zoned or area attendance school if they already have established activities or athletes there. They can go to that school, and there is no activity fee or athletic fee. They have to pay the traditional one, but there is no $250 fee that they pay at other homeschools.
Yeah, absolutely. Because we have a lot of fixed costs associated with our activities program. And so students that are enrolled in the school district enjoy those same activities as students that are enrolled in the brick and mortar schools. Yep. So that's one of the reasons why it's great to
It is. They still get to participate in dances, in homecoming, prom. They still get to focus on that stuff too, if that's where their parents want them to be.
Yeah, perfect.
School plays. School musicals, all those things.
Yeah, absolutely. And why best? So there's a lot of options out there with private schools and different homeschool programs. So as I'm shopping around, why would I choose Best Homeschool for my students?
Well, Fairbanks Best is your hometown homeschool. Number one, you're investing back into your local community when you attend Best. I think too, beyond the fact that you do get to attend, or you get to take 2 classes at your attendance area school for free, should you attend Fairbanks Best Homeschool. It's also just, and you get your 2 sports, and it's an investment in the community.
And we have the best staff.
We have the best
We
staff,
have a wonderful community. As soon as people walk in, they can see there's a difference, because we do have students who come from other homeschools, and the parents have told us there's such a difference. We have a lot of activities that we can offer there on site. While some parents might want to do a lot of their homeschooling, they still want that social piece of it. So we offer a lot of social activities that students can be involved in. We do field trips. We have other presenters come in and talk about different things. We had a crochet club. Or sewing club, not crochet, sewing. Now you know where my passion is.
Yeah.
We'll have a crochet club though. Yeah, we have a lot of activities. But also the other thing I was going to say too is that there's some flexibility with, for example, if you're not quite sure, or maybe your student might want to go back into a school in the district, it's a lot easier to transfer in between schools. And so I would think that's another benefit too. But yeah, we do have a lot of social activities for them as well. And it's just, it's a great group of people, great school.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So if I'm interested in homeschooling, where can I find best homeschool, and when do I need to make this decision by?
Well, you can find us on the web at k12northstar.org/best. You can find us on our Facebook page, which I think is facebook.com/best. And also, the deadline for the allotment is October 1st. So you definitely want to enroll before then, but the sooner the better.
If you want the allotment, we'll take you out the whole year. You can come join us at any point.
Yeah, and that allotment's, obviously important to be able to purchase those curricular supplies up front and have that strong start to the school year. But it is a public school, and so we'll accept students at any time throughout the year and try to meet your students' needs the best that we can with the resources that we have.
Yep. So once you come in, and it's after that, you'll want to stay with us for the next 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 12 years, however long your child has left.
That's right. I like that. So, Laurie, any parting thoughts for us?
I would just say, come check us out. Even if you don't stay, come in and see what we have to offer, because I think once you get into the building, you'll absolutely love it.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for the conversation today. Excited about what you're doing at Best, and thank you for all the work that you're doing on behalf of our parents and students in the Fairbanks North Star Borough School District.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. So this concludes another episode of the Alaska EdVenture podcast with Dr. Luke Meinert. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you for embarking on this Alaska EdVenture with us. Hit that subscribe button and we'll meet you on the next episode.